Good morning, good afternoon, good night, whenever you're watching this video. This is Austin, and this is Following Jesus, episode 20. I am Austin, and this is Following Jesus, episode 23. And we are on Matthew 20. If you do not know what Following Jesus is us just reading through the Bible. We started on Matthew 3, and now here we are on Matthew 20. I actually didn't even realize, but the last episode that I was supposed to read Matthew 20, but I didn't get to it because I was explaining the video episode 19 or whatever it was. But the crazy thing is, I actually read some of Matthew 20 and it covered half of what I was already saying. So fortunately for me, because to be honest with you, I'm very tired. I actually went over this in the last video unintentionally. I didn't even realize it. So if you watched my last video, then you actually can go back and see. Or if you have watched it already, you don't have to go back. You already know that I mean, we covered this in the last video, which is kind of crazy. But we'll just get straight to it. For the kingdom of heaven is like unto a man that is in household. This is Matthew 20, verse 1. For the kingdom of heaven is like unto a man that is an householder, which went out early in the morning to hire laborers into his vineyard. And when he had agreed with the laborers for a penny a day, he sent them into his vineyard. And he went out about the third hour, and saw others standing idle in the marketplace, and said unto them, Go ye also into the vineyard, and whatsoever is right I will give you. And they went their way. Again he went out about the 6th and 9th hour, and did likewise. And about the 11th hour he went out, and found others standing idle, and saith unto them, Why stand ye here all the day idle? They say unto him, Because no man hath hired us. He saith unto them, Go ye also into the vineyard, and whatsoever is right, that shall ye receive. So when even was come, the Lord of the vineyard saith unto his steward, Call the laborers, and give them their hire, beginning from the last unto the first. And when they came that were hired about the 11th hour, they received every man a penny. But when the first came, they supposed that they should have received more, and they likewise received every man a penny. And when they had received it, they murmured against the goodman of the house, saying, These last have wrought but 1 hour, and thou hast made them equal unto us, which have borne the burden and heat of the day. But he answered one of them, and said, Friend, I do thee no wrong. Didst not thou agree with me for a penny? Take that thine is, and go thy way. I will give unto this last even as unto thee. Is it not lawful for me to do what I will with my own? Is thine eye evil? Is thine eye evil because I am good? So the last shall be first, and the first last. For many be called, and but few chosen. You already know what I'm going to say if you watch the last video, because I say this a lot. The first is going to be last, the last is going to be first. I said this, how I gave the example of my brother when we used to run around the mountain, and I took my time. Like, I was like, he can go ahead and speed. The Bible says that the race is for him that endureth until the end. So he can go ahead and take off. And a lot of times I always got done before him, because I let him take off and get tired and run the whole time and speed, just bolt the second we start. And I would jog. Now I'll speed up, jog, speed up, walk a little bit, speed up until I passed him. And then he'll end up meeting me later. Sometimes I even skip. But, yeah. First is going to be last, last is going to be first. Like I said, I spoke about most of this. But I did want to point out something that I didn't speak about, and that Jesus did mention. He said something very interesting that even I had to, like I said, I didn't know this was the verse that we were going over, but it corrected me even today. Like, I literally, as I just read this, I was like, oh crap, I did that today. It says in Matthew chapter 20, verse 14, it says, Take that thine is, and go thy way. I will give unto this last, even as unto thee. Is it not lawful for me to do what I will with mine own? Is thine eye evil because I am good? Jesus said something crazy here. He said, is not it lawful for me to do what I will with mine own? Sometimes we feel entitled when we shouldn't. For example, today, I'm not going to lie, I had a very rough day. That's why I'm talking so calm, because I'm actually just over it. But I had a very rough day, and the reason I have a rough day is because I had I was acting just like, and I didn't even realize it, I was acting just like the people who murmured. It says, and when they had received it, in verse 11, they murmured against the goodman of the house, saying, these last have wrought but 1 hour, and thou hast made them equal unto us, which have borne the burden and heat of the day. And I literally felt that today. I just was like, I need to stop saying literally out of context. But I felt that today. Sometimes you go to work, and sometimes you should never be covetous and look at other people and feel like, I've been here for so long, and why is it that I've been working here for so long, and this person has been working here for only a couple weeks, and they're making the same that I'm making? That's not what happened today. What happened today was what I'm referring to that happened to me today was actually verse 15, when it says, is it not lawful for me to do what I will with mine own? I was upset because I'm like, the job is like not considering my expenses. Like, I have expenses, and they not considering the fact that, look, I've got to waste gas to come up here to do this silly crap that y'all asking me to do. Like, y'all wasting fuel. Fuel is not cheap nowadays. Like, what's wrong with y'all? But then I thought about it. I'm like, bro, you don't have to work here. Like, you don't have to be leased under their authority. They don't have to lease you. They can say today, okay, if you have a problem with, if you have, I literally just realized this while reading this verse. If you have a problem with driving up here when we need you to do something, go find somewhere else. And now that I'm sitting here, they would be justified in doing that. They don't have to pay me crap. They don't have to use me as their driver. They don't have to do crap for me. It's in their power to decide what to do. And sometimes we forget that. Sometimes we get to a point where we feel entitled to things that really we're not entitled to. If you sit in front of a man and the man says to you, hey, look, I'm willing to pay you $20 an hour, and you know what the job is. He done told you what the job is. You know exactly what the job is. And now you agree to the $20 an hour. And you say yes, because to you, that was fair to you. Now you find out somebody else, and this is why they say don't tell, like if you watch one of my old videos, I told you I don't agree with this. When people say, when people say, don't tell your business and don't tell people how much you get paid and all this. I feel like if everybody got the right spirit, you should be able to talk about stuff like that without somebody going to the boss and saying, oh, why is he getting paid this? Or why is he getting paid that? Because if the boss got the right spirit, he's paying everybody fairly. If you got the right spirit, then you're understanding why another person may get paid more than you, because if I understand that the boss is fair, then I understand that this person is truly fairly getting a better wage than me, because it's something that I may not know. They may have experience that I don't know, which is none of my business anyways. So they may have experience that I don't know about, or they may have a situation I don't know about. Whatever it is, that's between them and the manager. But I agreed to a certain amount, and that's what I need to be content with, because I spoke with them, and that's what I agreed to. But some people don't do that. They get upset and say, "Well, you paid this person this and you paid this person that, and I'm getting paid this." Just simply ask them, "Is that what you agreed to?" Well, it is, but I didn't know you was gonna pay. Is that what you agreed to? And is this my money? Do I have to give you a job? Is it not lawful for me to do what I will with my own? Some people tell rich people what they feel like they should be doing with their money. I feel like you should be doing this, and I feel like you should be doing that. I feel like you should shut up and get your own money, and then talk about what you feel like I should be doing. And that's just the reality of it. But something else, what we get out of this is, if you read verse 15, it says, "Is it not lawful for me to do with what I will with my own? Uh, Is thine eye evil because I am good? So the last shall be first, and the first last. For many shall be called, but few chosen." Going to the spiritual aspect, I just described the natural aspect of it, but going back to the spiritual aspect, as I did in my last video unintentionally, I made the comment and said that, darn, I just went blank just like that. I made the comment when it says, "So the last shall be first, and the first last, for many called, but for many shall be called, but few chosen." Oh yeah, I said how you can't look at people and figure, oh, look how sinful they are, and I've been in holiness, and I've been holy for 30 years, and I've had the Holy Ghost for 30 years and 40 years. And people do that. They get pride. And here comes this child, this this 30-year-old on he's only 30, and he's only had the Holy Ghost for about, and I'm just using myself as an example. I don't know if people actually do this, but if they do, then it's great, because I'm talking about you without knowing. But he's 30, and he's only had the Holy Ghost for a year, and now I got to listen to him and his opinions about the Bible. No, I've been knowing this for this and that. I've been knowing a lot of this for a long time. No, nobody cares. At the end of the day, like I said in the last video, there's one hell. Everybody's getting the same reward. So what does it matter? So what does it, if I know I'm going to get the same pay as somebody, I take my time and do what I need to do to get that pay. I'm going to take my time. I'm not looking at anybody else with envy and with jealousy. For what? We got the same reward. What do I have to be jealous of you about? What do I have to be envious of you about? Envious of you for? We have the same reward. So we can't look at people like that. We have to look at ourselves and find out, are we looking down on people because of where they are spiritually? Like, oh, this person is a babe in Christ, and they think they can just come in here and do this, or, this person is not going to be saved because whatever. I don't even know. It'll manifest itself. I can't even give an example right now. I'm sorry. I'm all exampled out tonight. But, yeah, anyway, we're just going to keep reading. Verse 17. "And Jesus, going up to Jerusalem, took the 12 disciples apart in the way, and said unto them, Behold, we go up to Jerusalem, and the Son of Man shall be betrayed unto the chief priests and unto the scribes, and they shall condemn him to death." So now, again, it seems like since we've been reading Matthew 3, a lot of it has been Jesus just talking and saying a lot of examples and giving a lot of parables and a lot of talking. But now he's speaking about what he's actually going to go through. So we know that Jesus came and he already knew what was going to happen. He already knew he was going to be condemned to death. So now he's actually speaking about it. Like I said, similar to, we're following Jesus, similar to a person who picks up this mantle, and who truly understands what's in here. And if you watch my videos from the beginning and the starting videos, I let a lot of y'all know that when you start trying to strive to be a Christian, you know you're going to be condemned to death. And it doesn't have to be naturally. It could be naturally, but it could even be spiritually, like not spiritually, but it could be mentally too, like people and emotionally people will attack you because you're just trying to be like Jesus. You're trying to follow Jesus, and if you follow Jesus, you're going to be condemned to death because that's what he did, and you're following him. You're following him. If you're following me and I start swimming, chances are, if you follow me, guess what? You're going to have to swim too because you follow me. If I'm in the front of the line and I start climbing rocks and you in the back, chances are you're going to have to start climbing rocks. So if you see me and you don't know how to climb rocks and you following me and you in the back of the line and you can see the front and you can see me climbing the rocks, then you better prepare yourself to climb some rocks because you're supposed to be following me. So if you sit here and you following Jesus and you talking and you watching these videos and you talking about you want to follow Jesus, as we read, just notice that as we read, these are the rocks you're looking at. What in the honor? Get out of here and go put on some clothes.
Who was following? Who was following behind you? Yes, mommy.
So, this boy come here butt naked. But no, just threw me off. Oh my goodness. Yeah, I need to do these videos in the truck, man. Especially if I'm tired. I'm gonna be too distracted. But what was I saying? Um, you can't. You can't. I completely lost track of what I was saying. Sorry. Uh, wow. I was saying how, oh, you're following Jesus. When you follow Jesus, don't be surprised. We're about to read about some of the stuff he said that he was going to go through. Prepare yourself for that. People, I'm not fear mongering. I'm not trying to make people fear because anytime people start speaking reality in this country that we're in, all of a sudden they're accused of fear mongering. This stuff that's going on in Israel, this stuff that's going on in Ukraine, this stuff that's going on in Yemen, and this stuff that's going on in Lebanon and Iran and you know South Korea, I mean North Korea and South Korea and Taiwan and China and people don't realize it's getting closer to the end of times. You say you could discern the face of the sky, but you can't tell when the end of times is. He's talking to people. I could look and see, look. And it's crazy because, you know, if you think back in the 1940s, the 1930s, the middle 1936 or whatever, whenever it was, when before World War II started, people would have probably been thinking, you know, oh, back then, 1936, people was probably thinking it was the end of the world then too. Yeah, but we're not that back then. It was not just a natural thing. I mean, back then it was just natural. You know, Hitler was trying to kill Jews and persecute Jews and stuff like that, and it was a lot of wickedness. But now it's not just natural wickedness and natural war; it's spiritual wars going on. All this homosexuality, trying to push it off, and Jesus, our God, already said it's going to be worse than Sodom and Gomorrah, and trying to. This spirit is just a spiritual war. All this attack on people, people don't even notice the attack on speech that is going on. And it's subtle now because, you know, it's limited to comedians. And I watched a video, and I didn't watch the whole video, but I like listening to Shannon Sharp interviews, and he interviewed Tyrese. And I heard something Tyrese said. And I said, if that ain't the truest crap I've heard in a long time. He said the reason why, if you're familiar with it, he said the reason why Cat Williams went viral to him, and I'm just summing up what he said. I'm not saying it word for word. But basically, he said the reason Cat Williams went viral is actually sad. He said the reason Cat Williams went viral is because he spoke the truth. He spoke his truth. But the fact that that's why he went viral is sad because it means that people are accustomed to lies. That was when I tell you how amazing that is so true. People are accustomed to lies because now when you tell the truth, they don't know what to do with it. They don't know what to do with it. I got fired from a job for that. I did not last that job for about a month. It was about a month and I got fired. The lady said, "How are we doing?" And everybody started saying how they was doing. And I just had to open my mouth. You guys are doing terrible. And I thought that the truth was just going to be normal, but everybody was like, "Oh, Jesus." Like, is he saying this for real? People was messaging me. Y'all are doing absolutely terrible. Like, seriously, why is it that y'all can't do this and do this? Then I get a phone call. Yeah, they're gonna fire you. They said they don't want you on the program anymore because you are a problem or whatever. But anyways, when you tell the truth now, it's something rare. It's something that people are not accustomed to. It's something that people even ask you to do. Like you with a woman and a woman now, women nowadays look you in your face and tell you, "I want you to lie to me. I want you to lie to me. It makes me feel good. I want you to tell me I smell good when I stink. I want you to tell me I look good when I look." People probably looking at me now like, shut up, please. Because again, when it comes to the truth, it's like we want people to shut up. And this is where we are now. So you can discern the face of the sky and you can discern where we are now. People would prefer lies. The Bible speaks about it somewhere in the Old Testament when they said, "Prophesy unto us lies and smooth things." We don't want to hear the truth. And that's where we are now. People will rather burn you at the stake for speaking the truth. They don't want to hear it. They want to hear lies. They want to be 600 pounds. And you tell them, "Go ahead, girl. You look so good, girl." Girl, you look like you're one burger away from Grady Hospital. That's what you look like. And people going to say, "Oh, did you really say that?" "No, she looked good. You look good." People want to hear lies. They want to hear lies. I'm sorry that just hit. But anyways, yeah, people want to hear lies. This is the climate that we're in. People thirst for lies. People are killing. People don't know the truth. You don't know the truth. You don't even know if you're fighting on the right side. Because you can't trust your own government. You can't trust foreign government. It's just everything's a mess. You don't know who's killing who justly or who's not killing who justly or who's really the persecuted and who's not the person. It's just terrible. So with this climate, imagine what Christians are going to go through. Imagine what Christians are going to end up going through within this climate. Following Jesus in this climate, you're going to have to deal with something. You may even have to be killed. In Revelation, I'm not fear mongering, it's just the truth. In Revelation, somewhere they said that there's going to be something that's going to say, "Hey, look, when we going to get these guys who cut our heads off? When we going to get justice for that?" And I'm just paraphrasing it, but there's somewhere in Revelation where they're like, "Hey, what about these guys who cut our heads off? When we going to deal with them?" So if you can't, and I've said this in my old videos, if you can't stomach the smallest stuff, if you can't, and when I tell you we are spoiled, we are some spoiled people in this country. We are spoiled Disgustingly. Like, I don't even have the adjective to describe how spoiled we are. We can't handle fast food. We can't even handle. We could sit at a drive-thru and wait for a minute and a half and get mad. What the heck is taking my burger so long? It's already coming to you in 2 minutes. And you want it faster than that? Y'all just we just a bunch of spoiled brats. Because I'm not exempt. I'm working on it because it takes you to notice this stuff to say, like I just did. Like, I'm like, you know what? I am kind of spoiled. Like, they don't have to hire me. I don't have to be working here. You know, get out of that sense of entitlement where you feel like everybody owe you everything, because then when things really get hard, you don't know how to handle it. You think that everything. That's why when certain things happen, everybody don't know how to act. They start killing each other and robbing because they not used to not having. They not used to not having anything. I'm not used to being broke. Sometimes I fast. Not recently. I'd be lying. Like, I don't know what if I tell you I fasted recently. It's been like a month since I fasted. But when I was fasting at a time, sometimes I told myself I'm going to fast just to know what it's like. Not just necessarily to please the Lord, but just to know what it's like to just not be able to eat. Just to know what it's like to just not be able to eat. You know, just to know that if I'm ever in this position, I know I can handle it. You know, I could go a couple days without eating and I could feed my family. Let me see how long I could go without eating, you know, so that if something ever happens, I know that I can handle it so that I could feed my family. And I know what my limitations is. Just small things like that, because we're spoiled. And we never know when we're going to have to do some of the things Jesus did. But anyways, I'm taking too long without reading. I'm sorry. But we read 17 again. And Jesus, going up to Jerusalem, took the 12 disciples apart in the way and said unto them, Behold, we go up to Jerusalem, and the Son of Man shall be betrayed unto the chief priests and unto the scribes, and they shall condemn him to death. And they shall deliver him to the Gentiles to mock, and to scourge, and to crucify him. And the third day he shall rise again. People are going to mock you. People are going to scourge you. People are going to crucify you. People are going to make fun of you. If you're following Jesus, you're doing the things he's doing, you're going to suffer the same consequences. People are going to make fun of you. People are going to make fun of you. They'll look at your video and say, look, I wonder what's going to grow first, your ministry or your beard. Because both of them probably going to take a long time. And you laugh. You just laugh it off. And that would actually be kind of funny if someone said that to me. But, you know, I mean, when I say mock, I mean not necessarily, because, you know, we joke around and stuff and we make certain jokes. But we make certain jokes, but this type of mocking that they did with Jesus, they mocked him because they really didn't believe him. They really didn't believe he said who he was. He was who he said he was. It's like bullying. Bullying is different from joking with friends. You know, bullying is different from that. So slick bullying. Anyways, verse 20. Then came to him the mother of Zebedee's children with her sons, worshiping him, and desiring a certain thing of him. And he said unto her, What wilt thou? She saith unto him, Grant that these 2 sons may sit, the one on thy right hand, and the other on thy left, in thy kingdom. But Jesus answered and said, You don't know what you're talking about. I'm sorry. Jesus answered and said, Ye know not what you ask. Are ye able to drink of the cup that I shall drink of, and to be baptized with the baptism that I am baptized with? They said unto him, We are able. And he saith unto them, Ye shall drink indeed of my cup, and be baptized with the baptism that I am baptized with. But to sit on my right hand and on my left is not mine to give, but it shall be given to them for whom it is prepared of my Father. Again, that's just showing you how Jesus, look at Jesus. Look at what Jesus just said. He said, to sit on my right hand and on my left ain't even mine to give. He said, it shall be not given to them. But it shall be given to them for whom it is prepared of my Father. The Father's responsible for that. So y'all don't even know what y'all talking about. And again, when you say you follow Jesus, do you know what you're asking for? When you're talking about following Jesus, do you truly know what you're asking for? People think it's just going to be a joyous ride. Ooh, Christians always going to be happy. I don't know where people get that from. We just spoke in the last video where Paul said, I die daily. Paul said, oh, wretched man that I am. Paul said, look, sometimes you got to start singing. That's why I said sometimes the Lord, I believe he blessed me with a gift to edify even myself. But sometimes I just get so sad, I just start singing. I just be by myself and I just start singing. And sometimes it comforts me. But you get to a point now where sometimes it's not easy. It's not easy. People are going to talk about you. People are going to make fun of you. People are going to say things about you. People are going to smile in your face. But all the time they want to take your place. They're going to do all that. And it's going to hurt. It's going to hurt. Jesus said it's going to be they of your own household sometimes. And you know that hurt. When your own son look at you like you ain't never did nothing for them. When your own son, who you birthed, who came out of your womb, can look you in your face as if you the devil. Not because you are the devil, but because you're trying to serve the Lord. That's not easy to deal with. Can you truly drink of this cup that I drink out of? Can you truly do that? He said he came unto his own, and his own received him not. Some people get upset just because, people don't. I ain't even gonna go there. But anyways, verse 24. And when the 10 heard it, they were moved with indignation against the two brethren. But Jesus called unto him and said, Ye know that the princes of the Gentiles exercise dominion over them, and they that are great exercise authority upon them. But it shall not be so among you. But whosoever will be great among you, let him be your minister. And whosoever will be chief among you, let him be your servant. Even as the Son of Man came not to be ministered unto, but to minister, and to give his life as a ransom for many. So he said, it shall not be so among you, but whosoever will be great among you, let him be your minister. Can we do that? Can we truly? And let me give this disclaimer. I have no idea what Jesus Christ is talking about here. But from what I'm getting, from what he said, the comment he said, I don't think I'm going to explain this in context, so I'm just giving that disclaimer now. But it says, but it shall not be so among you, but whosoever shall be great among you, let him be your minister. So my thought on that is, we don't know how to yield ourselves because of pride, because pride gets in the way. We don't know how to yield ourselves to someone that's better than us or someone that's greater than us. Somebody say, hey, look, I'm working on something, and someone say, hey, look, man, you kind of struggling with that. Let me. Or, okay, for example, I don't know nothing about cooking. No, that's not a good example. Because we know how to cook. But no, let's say I don't know nothing about knitting. What am I trying to be a leader in knitting for? Why am I trying to be a leader when there's someone, again, I spoke in the previous videos about letting your light shine. Why am I sitting here trying to be the leader of a knitting group when I know I can't knit? People do that. They just want they're not, a lot of people are not humble enough to let the chiefest of them, and I'm not saying chief in the point of like saying that's a position in the Bible, but I'm saying a person who's greater than them lead. If a person is greater than you in something, allow them to lead. Don't sit here and say, I'm not going to follow them, or I'm not going to do this with them, or I'm not going to do that with them because they're not because you want to lead, not because you can see that they're not greater than you, but because you just want to do it. If I don't know nothing about knitting, why would I want to be a knitter? Knit. Why would I want to knit? That's why even in these videos, I say, look, don't look at me as no pastor. If you read 1 Timothy chapter 3, there are qualifications of a pastor, a deacon, and a bishop that I do not fit. So why am I going to take that position and take it upon myself if I know I don't fit that position? So that's why some people may come to me and say, pastor, and I'm like, who are you talking to? You ain't talking to me. That doesn't fit me. There's a qualification you're putting. First of all, it says some of the. I might be able to get it. Let's read right quick, and I might be able to get it. Verse 29. And as they departed from Jericho, a great multitude followed him, and behold, two blind men sitting by the wayside. When they heard that Jesus passed by, cried out, saying, "Have mercy on us, O Lord, thou Son of David." And the multitude rebuked them because they should hold their peace. But they cried with the more, saying, "Have mercy on us, O Lord, thou Son of David." And Jesus stood still and called them and said, "What will ye that I shall do unto you?" They say unto him, "Lord, that our eyes may be opened." So Jesus had compassion on them and touched their eyes, and immediately their eyes received sight, and they follow him. Some people gonna want you to shut up, but when they want you to shut up, when they tell you, "Oh, I got a problem with you doing videos," or "I got a problem with you posting videos on these social media or whatever, or doing what you're doing to let your light shine." Me personally, like if a person tells me I have a problem with you posting videos on social media, do you know what I say to that? I say I was posting it. I was trying to do it every weekday, but now I'm going to do it twice every day for the rest of the week. Now I'm going to do it twice. Cry even the more. So it says they rebuked them because they should hold their peace, but they cried even the more, saying. So when you say to me, I don't like it that you're doing, why he gotta pray, or why he gotta do videos, or why he gotta do, I'ma do them even the more. Because before I used to run and cry and say, "Lord, I don't know if this is what I'm supposed to do," but now I'm convinced I'm going to do them the more. But I did say I want to get into this right quick. 1 Timothy chapter 3. 1 Timothy chapter 3. Quick statement, because I mentioned it. This is a true saying. If a man desire the office of a bishop, he desire for good work. A bishop must then be blameless. Boom, got me. Can't be a bishop. So what am I trying? It says when Jesus said that the greatest among you to do it, you have to have certain qualifications. So stop trying to be something that you can't be. I'm not trying to be no bishop. It says instantly, you must be blameless. You got people now saying they apostles. You ain't no more an apostle than, you don't even fit the office of a bishop, and you saying you're an apostle. Let's look at the office of a bishop. A bishop must then be blameless, the husband of one wife, indicating that it has to be a man. Vigilant, sober, of good behavior, given to hospitality, apt to teach. Some people they can't teach crap. And again, if you are a bishop or you're trying to be a bishop, how do you know that you're able to teach if no one would allow you to try to teach? So you don't know. So you have to exercise that, and even in order to know when you do talk, do people even know what the heck you're talking about, or do they always walk away confused? But you're a bishop. Not given to wine. You can't drink wine. Period. It says not given to wine. But when it says deacon, it said not given to much wine. But with bishop, it says not given to wine. No striker, not greedy of filthy lucre. Oh, sorry, it got most of y'all. Not greedy of money, but patient. Oh, got some of y'all too. Got some of y'all, because some of y'all can't be patient for crap. The smallest thing happened, y'all get in the pulpit and blurt it out. Again, that got me too. Because like I said in my last video, I got beside myself. I said, look, they saying this about me, I'm gonna get them. So you can't do that as a bishop. Not a brawler, not fighting all the time, not covetous, not looking at another bishop and say, "Ooh, I want what his is church." So there's things that, and I'm talking about myself, where I would say I can't be a bishop, and people need to get to that humility level. Like, you want to be apostle? Are you serious? You want to be apostle? You can't even be bishop. You can't even be deacon. Let's read the deacon. Well, first of all, we still on bishop. One that ruleth well his own house, having his children in subjection with all gravity. For a man not know how to rule his own house, how shall he take care of the church of God? Not a novice, lest being lifted up with pride he fall into the condemnation of the devil. Moreover, he must have a good report of them which are without, lest he fall under reproach and the snare of the devil. Likewise must the deacons be grave, not double-tongued. Bunch of y'all double-tongued. Talking. And now I'm talking about people in these positions. Yes, I am talking about you. If you're in these positions and this is what you do, I'm talking about you. I'm talking about myself. I'm not in this position, but I already know I'm not qualified to do nothing over here. It says, likewise must the deacons be grave, not double-tongued, not saying one thing 1 second and then saying one thing behind closed doors and then saying something else in the pulpit, or saying something else to somebody else. I've seen that a lot in my life. 30 years old, I've been seeing that. And I'm not that old. I'm not old. I've been seeing that. So imagine how much crap old people have seen, where, double tongue. You say one thing and then something else. Not giving too much wine, meaning you can drink wine, but not too much. Not greedy of filthy lucre. Same thing. Not greedy of money. That gets a lot of people nowadays. Holding the mystery of the faith in a pure conscience. Holding the mystery of the faith. So you hold the mystery of the faith. Some of y'all don't even know how to spell faith. Y'all don't know nothing about Jesus. And let these also first be proved. Let it first be proved. How is someone going to prove something if you don't allow them? So you can't teach. You have to be saved to get saved. And just like you can't teach, you have to be saved to get saved. You can't teach. You got to be a deacon to be a deacon. You can't say, these things you have to be all these things, but never given a chance to prove it. You're never given a chance to prove that I have. How do you know I'm apt to teach if you never give a chance to prove if I'm apt to teach? I got to do like the preacher say, come on, y'all don't hear me. Y'all don't hear me. Y'all don't hear me. Oh, y'all hear me. Verse 10. And let these also first be proven, let them use the office of a deacon, being found blameless. But it got somebody else. Even so must their wives be grave, not slanderers, sober, faithful in all things. If this got your wife, I'm so sorry. No deacon for you, sorry, so sorry, sir. No deacon, your wife talk too much crap. She always in people business. Sorry, she slandered, she talk about everybody. Let the deacons be the husbands of one wife, ruling their children in their own houses well. For they that have used the office of a deacon well purchased to themselves a good degree and great boldness in the faith which is in Christ Jesus. These things write unto you, hoping to come unto you shortly. But I just mentioned that because, dang, I ended up reading this whole chapter. But yeah, that's what I meant. I mentioned that to you just to let you know. If someone's great among you, then utilize it. Jesus said, if someone's great among you, utilize it and be humble enough to say, you know what, you got this. You got this. Dang it.